Testing. Oh, nice. I sound good. All right. My bad. Dang, that's crazy. So, fellows, everyone, thank you for allowing me to have a chance to speak today. It's been a few years since I gave actually my first Ignite when I was a fab back in 2017. Oh, here's the clicker. Perfect. So I'm going to just run through a template that I use in my life that is so applicable to every single one of you, fellows, faculty, champions. And it's helped me get through so many obstacles that I know that you may face on your journey to transform your campus, but as well as transforming your life and getting to where you want to go. So just quick intro. So I finished this program, spring 2015. I'm a graduate from LaSalle University, Philadelphia, go Birds. I majored in integrated science, business, and technology. So it was like this big conglomerate of you take whatever we give you and you make the best of it. And I loved it because ISBIT stands for Integrated Science, Business, and Technology. And what I did was take the most innovative blender. Everyone taught me every form of science, a little sprinkle of business, press blend, and that was my recipe for success. But I had so many different paths and directions as to what I wanted to do with my life that I didn't know how to organize it for me to actually attack and execute these things that I wanted for myself. So current role now, I'm the global head of 3D printing and I'm the additive manufacturing manager for Globus Medical. We're the #1 competitor to Johnson & Johnson, and I 3D print titanium implants for patients that need them all around the world. Thank you. And so I'm gonna roll you through, I got a lot of pictures, it's pretty awesome, of my journey from when I was a fellow and having a throwback photo of this, you'll see it. So I just want to give a shout out my squad. This is O and Kenneth Brewer. What's up, baby? And we were at Google. I was a menace back then. I'm still a menace, but professional. Relax. It's my talk, okay? Jeez. And here's the photo that I was talking to you guys about. This was my conference board. It had everything 3D printing. I was bit by this bug, I would say January, February 2015. And the craziest part was that I only knew just a little bit, but at this time in 2015, none of this was real. A majority of it was, in terms of 3D printing metal and being able to utilize that technology to get supplies to active war fields and all this other great stuff, right? And so just mind you, this is 2015. Like I said to you, my mind was traveling at 1,000,000 miles an hour, trying to do so much with this technology that I knew didn't exist, right? The input or the end output application. And so what I wanted to bring up to you was, this is the template that I wanted to share with you. It's called Ikigai, right? It's a noun. And so I don't want to be disrespectful to the Japanese culture, so I got my note card. So Ikigai means life purpose, okay? It's by defining your personal meaning of life in relation to your talents, passions, professions, as well as what you can give to the wider world. As fellows and with your training, you have this tool in your toolbox, all right? And by using this as your template for your life, it is transferable through every life change and career you may want and currently have, and given the direction that you take for yourself, all right? So by asking yourselves these 4 questions right behind me, every day when you feel challenged or overwhelmed, you can curate and achieve your own Ikigai, all right? So our first question is what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. So, throwing it back to when I was a fellow and still, again, utilizing Ikigai, where Kenneth, Owen, and myself, we found ourselves set up for success when our UIF sponsor, Steve Mellick, shout out to Steve when you watch this. He pushed our proposal for building a makerspace or a unified space of innovation on our campus in the summer of 2015. us three, we wore so many hats. But by following this template, we shared the same Ikigai, to build a space for innovators across campus to have a home, to grow on their own. And, oh yeah, let me talk about this picture because this is crazy. So this is the basement of our library. Oh man, we had to strip this old carpet and lining, and it looked bad. It was so bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. But we turned it into this awesome Nickelodeon themed playground, okay? We chose the best colors. We got the craziest deal from Uline, shout out Uline. And we got printers from MakerBot, and I was using them nonstop, right? And this makerspace was available to any person on campus, despite any major, because we wanted to have it as a cross-collaborative space so that we can then instill design thinking skills in this lab, have classes hosted in here, events, our UIF regional meetup. This space was headquarters, and we never had that. And so we brought it to campus because we're like, yo, everybody else got one, so we can get one too, right? So what I want to go through now is just, again, picture history. So this is my own Ikigai. Left picture here, this is an actual LaSalle University marketed photo. This was in February 2015. That's when my professor showed me right there, that guy, Dr. William Weaver. He showed me what a 3D printer was. Man, my eyes crazy. I looked at that machine, I was like, yo, you said you can make anything? Yo, don't ever tell me that again, because I'm gonna use this. And so, again, so many ideas flowing through my head, right? But no way to categorize it, no way to implement them all at the same time, because it was, again, a stage gate process of being able to execute, right? So the next day, lucky go me, I sold a good amount of sneakers just to buy 2 3D printers. Had them shipped to my dorm, and I didn't go to class for 4 weeks. And look, I took that sacrifice. I'm not promoting it. You don't. I did it because I was so infatuated with the technology that I knew I can make the change. I was so hungry to be able to show everyone in that year, right? 2015, nobody knew what a 3D printer was, maybe some, right? But it wasn't mass marketed. It wasn't something that was easily obtainable for people to use or actually learn how to use, right? So I stayed in my dorm for 4 weeks, and I learned about every different type of application that you can go into: aerospace, medical, consumer, right? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make that, I'm gonna make that, I'm gonna make this. And again, my mind just kept going wild. And I was like, hey, dude, you're Ikigai, come on. You know you have a mission, you know you wanna impact so many fields, but you gotta take it step by step. And you gotta make sure that everything is in uniform and unison. So then I started in healthcare. Picture to your left, this is just a screenshot of an old news clip. We had Fox News come in, and they did a special on me, Kenneth and O, where we built a 3D printed prosthetic hand. Files were online from an organization called enablingthefuture.org. So we were able to make him a prosthetic hand because he was born with defects on his hands. And so we wanted to make sure that he was taken care of on campus. And we used the technology for the good. And we all shared that same passion of being able to make change on our campus first before we went global, right? Because we wanted to go global, but. And then the picture to the right, I took a step back from developing prosthetics because it consumed a lot of my time, and I wanted to make sure that I was making the most impact with this technology. So what you see behind me is a 3D printed heart for a pediatric patient with genetic heart defects. I was able to work with the surgeon to be able to take the MRI and CT scan and cardiograms and be able to consolidate the data and actually print out the defects so that the surgeon had a model so that they can do preoperative planning effectively, not run up the bill for insurance for having such long preoperative meeting before the surgery, and they're able to use that. Small scale, but for me it was a win, and I was able to, again, put everything together for myself in unison to make sure that I knew what I was doing was right and it matched my Ikigai. Fast forward, I had a startup. Again, I left. I joined Johnson & Johnson, and that's when they really taught me everything when it came to metal 3D printing. And so this is a picture of me with one of my machines. It's $1 million machine. I like to break it sometimes, but that's just me. Picture in the middle is one of the spine implants that we produce now. It's 3D printed titanium, and it's to help with lumbar-based defects. And there was a video here, but oh, here we go. Oh, why did I put a transition? My bad. So if I play this, this is what a laser-based sintering system. Oh my God! Come on, this is good. This is good. Ta-da! All right. We'll get to it. But anyways, that's just what the inside of my machine looks like. But again, that's just my career. That's my pathway of being able to start from scratch, right? And being able to take everything that I've ever learned, everything that I've aspired to do, and just use a machine and just stay humbled, grounded, and be able to just do it right then and there, because I like to move fast, but I also like to learn at the same time. I like to absorb and be in the moment. So by being with my machine, hanging with Kenneth and O, and being around you guys and everyone from my cohort class, just to leverage and share information, right? I was able to get to where I am today. But not quite, because I married the love of my life. She's a part of my Ikigai. She shares the same type of passion of being able to better the world every single day. And so by doing that, again, you don't have to marry your cohort, right? I'm just saying that whoever is in your corner, whoever believes in you, whoever has your back for all of your crazy, wacky ideas, they are a yes and person. You can achieve your true Ikigai by being able to do what you know that's best, and you check in with your folks and your core team, and you know how to move forward. So that's not the end of it. My pinnacle. This is where COVID affected a lot of us. I lost some family members. But I brought 3D printing solutions for healthcare facilities, 3D printing face shields. Man, right here, this is my pinnacle. This is where all 4 of those categories or questions I've answered and brought to the table. And every single one of you can do the same thing by actually taking a step back, breathing, answering those questions with whatever you're doing, and being able to execute. Fail fast, fail often. Keep doing it until it works, right? So that's how I was able to take what I learned in college, learning and growing with all of you fellows, and making sure that I made the impact that I wanted. I lost track. Hold on, give me a second. This is crazy. Oh, it really is out of order. Give me a second, guys. Thank you. Ta-da! Oh, here we go. All right. So this is my scripted portion. So by using this template right behind me, every day to check in with yourself and your plan of action for your next step in your life, this is the best template. For integration into your mission to transform your schools, to your life, you have to love it, be challenged by it, and harness whatever skills you're great at, and also growing your weak skills into greater ones with the fellows around you at your institution. So everyone remember Mahamud's workshop, mindfulness, being able to breathe and just take a step back and just being you. And Jenny's Ignite, about being able to plan and execute what you would want, right? And Career Labs, for anyone who attended the Career Labs workshop, you already know my spiel. Your life now as fellows at your respective institutions is just as important as your career out of school. So fellows and faculty champions, everyone in this room, how might we use Ikigai to impact ourselves, but everyone around at the same time? Thank you.